everybody, welcome back to Rainy Day Let's Play's playthrough of Bioshock Infinite. I'm Solon, and we are setting up our shooting gallery. We have gotten pretty into the innards of this giant sky blimp, at this point at least. Started out very kind of calm and easygoing, but now we are definitely in the thick of it.
Comstock came by the wagon at dawn. Man was just transfixed by my trophy scalps. Asked about the white ones there. I said, well, sir, if your quarry dwells in the jungle and beds down with the local color, why split hairs? Not a chuckle out of him. Either he ain't seen a man go native, or maybe too many.
Oh, accidentally hit the pause button there.
Now it's got me hunting down this Daisy Fitzroy. Hope he don't expect me to stuff him on her. Yeah.
Yep, he's pretty proud of himself on that one. So apparently, he's not one to mince hairs between races. If you are not 100% for the white man, then you are nothing. Pretty hardcore. Wow, so we have, I think we're almost to the large building that we're heading to. See, there's our big statue point of reference, and it should be just past these doors. Comstock fights the Serpent of Nations. Oh, of course, and the serpent's heads are indicative of very specific races of Eastern individuals. They make sure that all ethnicities are like pushed on equally. Oh, and so now we're getting to the House of Crows. With John Wilkes Booth as the assassinator of President Lincoln and hero to the Confederates sympathizers in a lot of ways. The giant mural painting and the crows eating all of the food on the table. Oh, what? This guy's not even attacking. He's just running around. I want to see where he goes. This is obviously the metaphor of eating crow in one way. But this is also a setup because we're going to be using crows here in a little bit. And so there's a lot of connotations that go with crows as a lot of different metaphors.
And when the angel Columbia gave unto the founders the tools to build a new Eden, they did so without hesitation. For 85 years they prepared the way of the Lord. But when the great apostate came, he brought war with him, and the fields of Eden were soaked with the blood of brothers. The only emancipation he had to offer was death.
So, like I said in the last episode, Comstock is not looking on the Civil War very fondly. Despite it being pretty far in the past. Not super far, but definitely not far enough for the wounds to have healed that he felt. And here, just like our fireman, and there's our poster, basically showing how the white man rules. And is the sovereign ruler both of the land and of God. You are aligning specifically God, country, white man. And that everything else is either underneath or supported by the white man. And so this is indicative of all of the period of the time the white man's burden kinds of racist literature, where that's how it was thought of in America, and it's to an extent still is in a lot of ways, because a lot of those policies of America haven't changed, and we still actively oppress a lot of countries. And there's something that stings bad when you see depictions like this as an American or as someone else, because anyone else outside of America looking in, because of how they represent themselves. Oh, so we get a tonic choice, or an infusion choice, where we can choose to power up one of our 3 options. That's kind of cool. Optional, find the lock that fits the key. Okay. That shouldn't be too hard, but it is a big house. It might not even be in the house. It could be somewhere else completely. So I think I was talking about the difference in the last game between, or sorry, the difference in the last episode between this game and many of the others that have been like it. And there's a lot that has been changed because how this version of Bioshock has completely abandoned, well, I shouldn't speak too soon, this is only the 4th episode, but from our perspective so far, has abandoned the horror survival horror genre, subgenre really, of the first person shooter mechanics, and is strictly going for something that allows you to be as far away and disconnected from the action as possible. In kind of a pseudo mechanical sense. Like, literally the mechanics of the game want you to shoot from a distance as opposed to get up and close in a lot of ways. Now that your wrench is also a mode of transportation, your melee weapon, it is now also increasing your mobility, which is an interesting thing. Hey, we're on the radio! That's us! Oh, good work, guys. Except they have no idea who they're dealing with so far. Like, as in literally, they are reporting a lot of wild claims, but not that I am, like, especially like a white man. Which sounds pretty familiar to how our news is reported now. Alright, so we're at a vending machine. We can, well, we actually have a little bit of cash to buy a lot of stuff. We can get some health and hopefully amp up. We've got a big fight coming up, or at least I think it's a big fight. That bird guy seems pretty intense. Ah, more crows. Carrion feeders do not get a good rap in mythologies, Western or otherwise. Oh, so we get the pseudoscience of brain physiology from the 1900s, which was a very now outdated way to explain why white men are smarter than everyone else. That is a legit thing that hella happened, and it was so led by Stanford. Just saying. Freaking Stanford. They have a very blemished past. Oh my god, we get to wear pants. Oh, this is so awesome. I love when I can change my dungarees and my hats and stuff. So we get 4 different options. I'm assuming a hat, pants, shirt, and shoes or jacket or something. and they all boost our stats. So we get magic pants that, in this case, let us lunge farther with our melee attacks. That sounds way cool. And it also separates us. Oh, God. Rude. I just broke through that chain. Chain out of my way. Probably should have broke through it a little sooner, though. Oh, it's like they're telling me to make traps. Okay, let's see if I can do this. No. I don't know if it's really working. Okay, so we've got crows everywhere coming at me, and this guy seems to be teleporting around, leaving a trail of crows. I believe I could just put a grenade near me, right? And I don't know. This guy's moving around all over the place. It's kind of confusing. I think I'm just gonna stab him. Stab him a whole bunch. Yep, I'm having a lot of trouble keeping track of him, but it seems my melee attack is actually pretty well aimed on its own. Wow, oh yeah, that just cleaned him right up.
New kind of vigor.
Booger's figuring it out. He's a smart guy. Yes, again with the crows. So, the cool thing about crows is sometimes they are the carriers of disease in mythology and represent death. Other times they represent God in different ways, or the almightiness. Especially in nomadic societies, because crows are everywhere around the world, and so you can get mythologies showing them in any kinds of ways, which makes the crow a very cool, like, kind of creature to have. Little cooler than rats. Dishonored, you gotta step up your A game, man. And maybe a little cooler than wasps. Oh, the things we can shoot out of our arms now. All that just for a little bit of salt. Salt is an old English word for, oh, what is it? Like, oh, there we go, a new hat. Burning halo. Perfect. So salt is and vigors are both old English words for kind of mystical chemicals that have unknown powers. Oh God. 4 foot 9 inches. That's the closest they've got. But either a mulatto man, which is older English and not old enough, unfortunately, for being half black. And back in the late 1800s, well, actually between 1700s and 1800s, they would differentiate between half black and quarter black and 3/4, and they each had different words for all of these. And so it was used to basically put down a huge number of people throughout Europe and then throughout America as well. And they used a lot of pseudoscience to back up why these things were the way they were. And it's very important research and history to know, but very tough to swallow. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time on Bioshock Infinite!